Here's your wrestling news for March 14th, 2022. And your headlines for today include Scott Hall on life support after suffering multiple heart attacks. Wrestling World sends its tributes to Scott Hall. AEW EVP breaks silence on Cody Rhodes' immediate wrestling future. Why WWE changed plans for Kevin Owens on Smackdown. Big E's broken neck could be a career-ending injury. Xavier Woods returns to action at WWE House Show. Former WWE Champion returns to action at WWE Live Event. Carmella suffers major injury during WWE Live Event. First look at unified WWE title belt possibly revealed. Dax Harwood isn't satisfied with FTR's time in AEW so far, and more. We're starting today with some awful news about Scott Hall, as the two-time WWE Hall of Famer is suffering from some serious health issues. Earlier this month, it was reported that Hall had injured his hip from a fall, and things have taken a turn for the worse. Wade Keller of PW Torch reports that there were complications during Hall's hip surgery when a blood clot got loose, causing the former Razor Ramon to suffer 3 heart attacks. Hall is now on life support and is unlikely to attend WrestleCon as previously announced, which will take place in Dallas, Texas during WrestleMania weekend. For now, Hall's only role is to keep fighting for his life, and we would like to send him the very best after such an awful setback. A veteran of the wrestling world, it should come as no surprise that Hall has a ton of support in this latest fight from both fans and those within the wrestling industry. On social media, plenty of wrestlers have sent their best wishes to the bad guy, with Ric Flair saying he's hopeful for a speedy recovery for his friend. Eric Bischoff offered his prayers for the man he signed to WCW in 1996, while The Rock encouraged Hall to stay strong. Other colleagues of Hall, including DDP and Mark Marrow, also shared their respect for Hall and hope he gets better, as did more contemporary performers, with Paige sending love thoughts and prayers to the Hall of Famer. AEW's Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian also sent their best wishes, and these messages were echoed by the likes of Gail Kim, Mickie James, Dave Meltzer, and countless more. Clearly, the wrestling world has united in their hopes to see Hall make a full and speedy recovery, and we can only hope for the best for the former Razor Ramon at this truly horrible time. It's been close to a month since Cody and Brandi Rhodes left AEW in a move that shocked the entire wrestling world. Almost immediately after leaving, it was reported that WWE were looking to re-sign Cody, but conflicting reports have come out about just how likely that is. While it was at one point considered by many to be a done deal, plans have changed for Cody, though there's plenty who still believe the former Intercontinental Champion is heading home. Fightful Select reports that at least one executive vice president of AEW believes Cody is once more working for Vince McMahon, noting, "At least one EVP in All Elite Wrestling as of last weekend fully believed that Cody Rhodes was signed or was signing with WWE and would face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Again, we haven't confirmed that as of yet." Fightful also noted that WWE officials haven't been briefed on Cody's situation, so whatever Vince McMahon has, he's keeping it a close secret. Tonight's Raw is being considered a make-or-break show as WWE needs to figure out who Seth Rollins will face at WrestleMania, with reports suggesting WWE hopes for Cody to face the former Universal Champion at next month's event. That remains to be seen, but whether he faces Rollins or not, there's at least one big name expecting to see Cody Rhodes in WWE again. We know that Rollins' tag team partner Kevin Owens will be a part of WrestleMania, as he'll host a special edition of the KO show with Stone Cold Steve Austin as his guest. Austin and Owens are expected to get physical according to plans for the show, but more recent plans for the former Universal Champion had to be changed. According to Fightful, Owens was listed for an in-ring promo on the original run sheet for the show in a segment that had been produced by Jason Jordan. That segment didn't happen, and there's no explanation as to why Owens' latest promo didn't make it to TV. Owens has had plenty to say as of late about Texas and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and we imagine he would have had even more insults for the Rattlesnake in his home state. But fans at last week's Smackdown didn't get a chance to hear from the prizefighter. During last week's Smackdown, Big E suffered a broken neck when he took a suplex outside of the ring and had to be stretchered away, much to the horror of the fans. In an update, Big E has said that he will not require back surgery, but added that the C1 and C6 vertebrae have been fractured, but not displaced. Many fans feared that Big E's career was over after the accident and breathed a collective sigh of relief when he said he wouldn't need surgery. According to former WWE physician Dr. David Cho, however, Big E's career may sadly be over, as he's explained. The C1 fracture is the most dangerous as the top cervical vertebrae is a ring and is commonly associated with immediate death or complete paralysis. Thankfully, the fracture was not displaced and he will not need surgery. However, this type of fracture often heals incompletely and it may mean the end of his wrestling career. Cho was more optimistic about the C6, saying that this part of the body will take a minimum 3 months to recover, but unlike the C1, is expected to make a full recovery. These are still early days for Big E, and there's a lot we still don't know about the nature of the accident or his condition, but we're continuing to wish the absolute best for the former WWE Champion. On last week's Raw, Becky Lynch didn't make an appearance on the show, citing a voice box injury, which she blamed on Bianca Belair. The Raw Women's Champion being injured mere weeks before WrestleMania is the definition of a worst-case scenario for WWE, but the two-night event will go ahead with big-time Bex. During a live event this past weekend in Columbus, Georgia, Lynch returned to action and teamed with Carmella, Queen Zelina, and Doudrop in a losing effort to Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan. Reports noted that Lynch was protected in the match, meaning she didn't do too much in the ring, as WWE doesn't want to risk another injury now that we're even closer to WrestleMania. Lynch isn't the only superstar back in the ring, as Xavier Woods also returned to the ring during the weekend, teaming with Kofi Kingston in triple threat tag action against the Usos and Sheamus and Ridge Holland. The King of the Ring had been out since suffering a calf injury during the January 7th Smackdown and had been expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks of action. Now that he's wrestling again, it won't be long before he's back on TV, and after losing Big E, WWE will be pleased to get the New Day, even if it's just 2/3 of the group, back on our screens. Both Becky Lynch and Xavier Woods made their returns during these live events, but this past weekend wasn't as kind to Carmella. We mentioned how the Staten Island Princess was part of a 4-on-3 handicap match, and despite the extra woman advantage, Carmella suffered a rather gruesome injury during the bout. Taking to Twitter, Carmella showed off the wound that she suffered to her head and joked about how people told her it'd be fun to become a wrestler. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like any of WWE's plans for Carmella have to be postponed or canceled, but this isn't exactly what the self-professed most beautiful woman in the world wanted to happen this past weekend. At WrestleMania Sunday, WWE Champion Brock Lesnar and Universal Champion Roman Reigns will face off in arguably the biggest main event in WrestleMania history. Not only will the two face off in a winner-takes-all match, but the WWE and Universal Championships will be unified, and we may have had our first glimpse of the new title design. On Twitter, a fan in Texas shared a photo of one of the props WWE has for WrestleMania 38, including a title design with one major difference. While the championship resembles the current WWE title, the design now has a blue slash on the bottom instead of the red slash which has been present ever since the Attitude Era. The blue obviously represents the blue design of the Universal Championship, but the rest of the title is identical to the current WWE title held by Brock Lesnar. We'll only know for certain whether this is the new design when WWE publicly reveals the new title, either at WrestleMania or before, but fans may already know what title either Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar is holding this time next month. And we're ending today with Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood, who joined AEW after a successful run as part of WWE. Many consider FTR to be one of the best tag teams right now, and the duo are the only team to be former Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and AEW World Tag Team Champions, but it seems something is missing for Dax and Cash. During a Q&A on Twitter, Dax Harwood was asked if he's satisfied with his AEW career so far, and made it clear that he is not. Dax didn't explain what exactly is missing from his AEW run, just that he's not where he'd hoped to be. On last week's Dynamite, FTR fired Tully Blanchard and have teased bringing Bret the Hitman Hart in as their manager, and perhaps bringing the Canadian legend will put Dax in a better mood. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.